I have a problem. In fact, I have two problems. And I think what's under this towel is gonna fix both of these problems. This cooler never worked from day one. This Coleman junk came with the camper. It just never worked. And I've been carrying around this cooler for over 2 years now. It's heavy, too big, and I always overpack it with food that I'm never gonna eat on these little adventures. Does it have advantages? Yes. The biggest advantage is that it's battery powered, but the disadvantages outweigh that one advantage. The second problem is I haven't been able to solve the ice dilemma yet. Ice melts, things get soggy. I've been using this specifically for ice, and I hate this cooler. I hate carrying another cooler. I hate it so much. Let's get rid of it. This is the Bodega 38 quart, 36 liter cooler freezer, and I'm gonna put this thing to the test. Out in the woods, not on a table. People, come on. Now that we got rid of that, we gotta do a small modification to Luna. I hope this is easy. All right, the first thing that I noticed is that this little rack right here, it doesn't quite fit in there. And I really like the size of this because it's small. That other one that I had, and I've already talked about it, it's just huge. It doesn't fit in there, whatever. But if I just remove one of these pieces on this rack, I think I can slide it right in there, and I think it's gonna fit perfectly. We're gonna find out. The cooler does fit in there, just not well. I'm gonna take the rest of the rack out. Nothing is ever easy. I ended up, all it was a simple Phillips head screws that I had to just release. But then of course, you know, they strip because you can't quite get to them because you don't have the right tools. And then you have to go in and you got to drill out the head of that thing. And then the small job starts to turn into a big job and you're like, why does this always happen? Oh man, Murphy's Law. He's around, watch out for him. When I unboxed this a couple days ago, I wanted to do a quick test to see what the wattage being pulled out of the Bluetti would be. 70 to 80 watts on initial startup, which took just about 25 minutes to get to temperature at 77 degrees outside, but this was inside the house. After hitting the temperature set, the cooler pulled a consistent 60 watts. Let's get back to where we left off camping and give this thing the real test. All right, this cooler initially draws 60 watts of power to get started up. I have it set for 5 degrees in the freezer, and I have it set for 35 degrees on the cooler side. Right now it's at 61 degrees on the cooler and 58 degrees on the freezer. We're gonna test this to see how long it's going. I got a stopwatch running, we'll return. All right, we are gonna see if that ice stays ice, and we're gonna see if that water bottle freezes. The temperature on the freezer side is set for 5 degrees. On the fridge side, sets for 35 degrees, and I'm just gonna continue to fill this thing. Well, the pineapple didn't fit. I did download the app. It was super easy to download. You just scan the QR code that's in the instructions, and it took a minute, and then it was so easy just to connect that Bluetooth to the fridge. It just recognized it was easy, it was simple to use. The app is more for monitoring. You can't really do too much. I mean, you can change the temperature and stuff on it. And I'm not gonna put anything in the freezer because I just wanna see if this ice stays ice. Right now, we're kind of in the sun. It's pretty hot today. And this thing has still been running. It's 15 degrees on the cooler side. I have it set for 5 degrees. So it's starting to struggle a little bit, but we are in the sun and it's the height of the day. Let's go over some stats. We are in full sun. It's 80 degrees, partly sunny, partly cloudy, whatever you want to call it. The cooler is coming up a little bit. It's creeping. The freezer's at 15 degrees. We have a very cold Schafferhofer Heisenbrew grapefruit beer. Cheers to my good friend last night who introduced that to me. But let's go over some stats. When I was running some of these tests in the house when I first got this thing, it was consistently pulling about 60 watts. Sometime, and then after it cooled down, it would pull 50 watts. So, I mean, just some simple math. If you're doing 2,000 watts by 50, you're gonna run that thing for 40 hours. That's with nothing else though. Now at 60 watts for a 2,000 watt battery, I mean, you're gonna get 33.3333 hours. But right now, this thing is pulling 67 watts and you're gonna get 29 hours of full runtime, and that's consistent. What I did notice is that when the cooler does come to temperature and it's not hot out like this with the sun and everything, it turns off. The compressor turns off. So I'm not really sure, but this is real world test. I mean, we got 67 watts being pulled right now, so you're gonna have a runtime of 29 hours on a 2,000 watt battery right now. I do think that if you bought the insulator with the cooler, that's gonna help a lot, and I am definitely gonna get that because I like the size of this. I fit a lot of stuff in there. It forces me to think more about what I'm taking on these little adventures that I do, but I'm liking it. But am I solving the problem? I'm still curious about the ice, if it's still gonna be ice. Such a classic. It's almost 7 o'clock. It's 77 degrees out. That sun's been kind of dodging behind the clouds and stuff. We are back to temperature, and I did make one modification. Just instead of setting it to 5, and I think that evened things out a little bit. And I'm not really sure. I'm not an electrician. I don't know what the draw is and where it specifically goes, but it seemed to help. Closing this hatch also helped, but just the sun going down. I mean, you're gonna get where you're gonna get. The sun comes out, you're gonna get fluctuations in temperature, but let's check the ice. Was I getting a little nervous earlier when I saw that temperature kind of hit, I don't know, 45, 50 degrees on the cooler side? Yeah, a little bit, but the freezer never got above 15 degrees. And my ice is ice. And that water bottle is frozen. There was ice that was on around the freezer on the outskirts of the inside of that thing. Let's go. We are about to get rained on in a big way. You know, New England, every day is rain here. I'm gonna crawl in here. I'm gonna see you guys in the morning. All right, we'll see you in the morning. We'll do some more tests. Let's go. Morning. I forgot to mention, this thing has a USB port. Plug in your Nintendo Switch. Or how about a cool light? Or how about this cute little fan? Hey, thanks to Bodega Coolers for sending out this really cool cooler. It does work, it solved my problems. I have ice and I don't have soggy food. Would I recommend getting the insulated cover? Yes, 100%. It's gonna help. It is what it is. That's all that we can do as campers. And we are Fuzzy Dog Productions, where I take this awesome camper, that fuzzy dog that I didn't take today, and sometimes Mrs. Fuzzy Dog, and we go on crazy adventures, or whatever else is in my brain. Stay safe and we'll see you on the next journey.